All right. How you doing, folks? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report for a Ruby Tuesday, November 9th. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your day. As always, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner or hit the subscribe button below this video if you're using a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by atscalculator.com. Anybody can sign up today, and if you're looking for NFL, college football, NBA, NHL forecast, this is a great handicapping tool. In fact, we built this tool about 2000 and I want to say 4. Yeah, I was going to say 5. 2004, we built this tool. It's if you ever want to know what the line's going to be or what you think the line should be, this is a great tool to really give you an inside the numbers to see what maybe the line should be. I'll give you an example. Tonight we got a game in the MAC between Akron and Western Michigan. So I put the team here, select the away team against Western Michigan, and then I create the ATS results. And you can see right at the bottom, if you scroll down, it gives you what the home team number should be, 21.57 and 59.02. And when you look at the game here tonight between Akron and Western Michigan, you see the line right here, 26.5 for Western Michigan, 61.5. So you can see the accuracy of the ATS calculator. It's right in the ballpark. In fact, I did it with the NBA last night, and the NBA numbers were 4-4 straight up, and compared to 6-2 to the system forecast. But it's just another validating tool when you are handicapping. It's a good way to get the numbers. I'll give you another example here. We got a couple of games in the NBA. Let's do Milwaukee. There's a big game tonight in Milwaukee in Philly between the Bucks and the Philadelphia 76ers. So if I go to my forecast here, let's go to Milwaukee, and then we go to Philadelphia. And let me see what it brings the ATS results is. And it likes the home team to win by 7.06 and the over-under at 212.98. So it does like it to go under. Everything's going under these days in the NBA. But you can see that has the home team winning by 7.06, and Milwaukee's favored by 5.5 tonight. So there's a forecast for NBA. And again, for the NHL, we got a lot of games in the NHL. We'll do Carolina. I'm doing the games of the night here. Carolina against Tampa Bay. Hey, I'm not giving you guys cupcakes here. I'm giving you guys the best matchups right here. It would be easy to give you Ottawa, Boston. That's too easy. But let's go Carolina against Tampa Bay, and let's see what the ATS result is there. And you can see it likes the away team. Carolina to win by 1.5 goals. The over-under is 6.14. And if you look at all the text boxes here, the one thing, it's a tool, right? So you can use it. Let's say, for instance, Carolina is on the road, so I don't care about their home game tonight. So I'm going to clear that cell right there. So it takes away that number in that cell. And it's like an Excel sheet, right? So it's a good tool, atscalculator.com. If you ever want to do your number against the number, how many times do you hear handicappers say, you know what, it's your number against the bookmaker's number? This here is a great tool to use, atscalculator.com, and it's one of our show sponsors right here at the Raymond Report. All right, how you doing? It is Tuesday, November 9th. Do you believe that? It's already November 9th. Hey, it's amazing we go from maybe like 20 ounces of clothes to like 3 pounds of clothes, right? Or 10 pounds, depending on the time of the year. Like you change your shorts for track pants or jeans, and then next thing you know, it's a t-shirt. Next thing you know, it's long sleeve shirt. Then you go into the bulky hoodies. But yeah, we're getting that time of year. And if you are tuning in to the very first time, my name is Ron Raymond. I'm a sports handicapping champion here from Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. That's right, Canuck above the 49th parallel. And we are in the nation's capital here of Canada. And welcome to the show. Glad to have you on board. And right now I want to take a few minutes to welcome all the ramblers and gamblers who rumble, stumble, and tumble into the bullpen. That's what we call our chat box. And I can see Sniper, top of the morning Sniper from the Peg. He's in there. Jess Michael. Good morning, Jess. Steph's in the house. Telly's in the house. OG Wheat, let's get those pearls, baby. Hey, OG Wheat, let's go get the pearls. He's probably still has a bounce in his steps from the Braves win last week. Him and Ball Cash and Mark Nations. Underdogs night. Zachary Reed, good morning, Zach. Mitchell Watson. Isaiah, there's my good friend from Minnesota. Isaiah's been with us a long time. The network's in the house. How you doing, Who's Mizzou? Hey, Who's Mizzou's in the house. And Young Chard's in the house. Love b-ball picks and hockey website. Cashed a lot because of the site. Thanks, Young Chard. You know what? Thanks for bringing that to my attention, Young Chard. And I say it all the time on these shows, right? So Young Chard is talking about b-ball picks, and when I say it, eventually you'll understand what the incentive of using this site. It's not to get a T-shirt, not to get a free betting account. It's not any marketing ploy to get you. It's a tool to validate your selections and follow other good pickers. And I tell you, once you start playing on hockey picks and b-ball picks, and you get on a great run, your roster and your bullpen of people you're scouting, and you go to your following page. I follow a lot of guys in b-ball picks right now, but I'm always like 5 or 6 guys. These are guys that I follow, and look at their score: 814, 687, 70, and these are proven winners. And this is why when you follow other good pickers, you know what's going to happen, right? You're going to end up at the winner's circle, and that's the objective of the show. Get you to the winner's circle at the end of the night, so this way you can cash out Monday, or cash out some type of day, right? But that's the reason why we promote these sites, and I agree with you, Young Chart. I love those sites too. It's part of my routine, my online routine when I'm handicapping. All right, Duncan Banks in the house. Good morning, Duncan. I haven't seen Duncan in a while, or maybe this is the first trip from Victoria, BC. Oh, maybe I did. I think I remember checking in. Love the podcast, says Duncan from beautiful British Columbia. If you ever get a chance, that's still one of my things on the bucket list, right? Go out west. It's sad to say I'm 53 years old, and the furthest west I've ever gone in Canada was maybe Windsor. I gotta open up my horizons here and start and seeing the western side of the country. In fact, I got a good friend who lives in Vancouver. He's a RCMP officer. Maybe I gotta go and go crash on his couch for a couple of weeks. But welcome to the show, Duncan and OG Wheat, Ball Cash. Good morning, Ball Cash. Let's eat. And wow, hey, guys are pumped up this morning. Love seeing it. Love seeing the guys tuning in each and every morning. And again, if you're tuning in for the very first time, you can catch us every Monday to Friday right here on the YouTube channel. We do this 10:30 to 11:30 each and every day. And if you missed the live show, not to worry. Guess what? YouTube has a great thing called replay. And you can always catch our replay. So this way, if you're busy with your day, you're working, or you're doing your stuff, then you can always catch us. And what's the beautiful thing about this, right? Is that you can have an iPad, an iPhone, a Samsung phone, a mobile device. So you don't need a laptop or a PC to watch the show. You can do it at the comfort of on the go, right? All right. So if you are tuning in for the first time, our objective here, our podcast goal, is always to educate the new bettors and change the way maybe you approach your betting if you're not winning, right? If you're winning, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? What's the old saying? And let's get you to cash out Monday. And if you look at our YouTube channel, you will see that we have a lot of videos to maybe give you, if you're dabbing your foot in the pool type thing, to in sports betting, you want to check out some of the videos to give you a crash course, like basically a 101 of sports betting. You can check out our top 30 sports betting videos. I did these videos in the dog days of summers of July when it was very quiet, and had a lot of fun doing those videos. Because you know what? Anytime you your trade, your craft, I feel there's always a refresher course, right? And I always feel you got to go back and read some of the things that you're doing as a tradesman or as a course or whatever you do for a living, right? It's always good to go and refresh and keep things fresh in your mind. So this way you don't get caught with your pants down and you say, man, how did I miss that, right? Top 50 sports betting secrets. If you're interested in my book, there's tools, and then you go to 50. Right, here we go. Man, this mouse is really killing me here. All right, this tools, and then 50 greatest sports betting secrets. You can get my book right here each and every day. And we also have tutorials and horse racing tutorials that you can watch if you're into the ponies, right? Like I am. I like the ponies. Again, not I couldn't tell you the third cousin of Secretariat or stuff like that, but I do like it as a recreational stuff, especially during the summer. Post, prior to COVID, we were able to, each and every year, me and my wife would go to one track a year. We had some really good tracks the last couple. We went to Arlington in Chicago. We went to Gulfstream, the Woodbine, obviously. But those are the things we like to do. I want to go to, eventually I'm going to get to Del Mar and Saratoga Springs. I think those are on the bucket list for sure. All right. So who says there? I have some relatives from Vancouver, says Isaiah. He says I think he said he grew his mom and my dad's mom grew up in Seattle. Yeah, Seattle is a nice place too, right? You see some of the stuff that when the Kraken were introducing their NHL lineup, you can see the background of Seattle. Yeah, Seattle looks like a very nice city. And yeah, so Miss Danica's in the house. Good morning, Miss Danica. Where are you from? If he's talking to me, I'm from Ottawa. That's where I was raised and born, right here in the nation's capital of Ottawa. Is your book only an ebook? Yeah, the book's only an ebook. No physical copy for Mitchell. All right, so let's before we get to the show, we're going to talk about money management. I do this each and every day, and if you are a sports bettor and you're betting every day, there's two types of investment in my system, and that is the action investor. That's the investor who just absolutely needs to bet every day. Doesn't matter how much, or he just needs that action because the game's on. If you're an action investor, the one thing I will recommend to you is beer and pizza type wagers, right? Look at last night. Last night was a really crappy card in the NHL. I didn't really like anything in the NHL, so I just played a two-team puck line parlay. Obviously, I play a two-team puck line parlay, and the only one that, I've been talking about the Dogs, and the only favorite that win was Washington, right? I had Buffalo and the Rangers, so that was my only two-team parlay yesterday in the NHL. And, I'm still trying to dabble into the NBA. I haven't given out any premium picks yet because I don't feel I have a strong grasp right now on the NBA. So I'm just giving out beer and parlay picks. So, I'll give you a heads up. Like, if you're betting my beer and parlay picks, do so with caution because most of my time is spent on the NHL right now. But I do handicap the NHL, the NBA. It's not in, I do watch it. I have 3 TVs on. I'll have one for NBA, the other 2 for the NHL, and the laptop and the iPad going. So yeah, there's sometimes I can have 5 things going at once. So analysis by paralysis, right? But again, action investor, beer and pizza money. That's the only thing I recommend. And your beer and pizza money could be anything from $2, $5, $10. The money you can afford to lose, and that you don't feel that bad if you do lose it, and if you feel good if you win it, right? Sports investor. Now, the other type of sports bettor is the sports investor. This is where my higher units, like if you go look at my premium picks, so if I go to picks, premium picks, you can see I'm very selective when I give out my premium picks, right? Last time I had a hockey pick was on Saturday night, was the Toronto Maple Leafs. I had 2 plays in the NFL this weekend, Denver and Carolina. Texas, San Antonio, only had 1 college football premium pick this past weekend. And you can see, there could be 70 games on a Saturday, but I'll only play 1 for heavy, right? And it was a 3-unit play. And the reason why I did 3 units and not 5 units is because the last couple of weeks, not having the premium picks have not been, they've been okay, I guess you can say. I had went 1-1 the week prior, but until you get in that zone, right? We always talk about you got to get into a zone when you're betting, and when you're in that zone, you can just anything you touch is golden, right? So you once you get into that zone, and it's cyclical. I say it all the time. In sports betting, it's very cyclical, and I'll talk about that today. I'm going to talk about cycles, and I'm going to talk about strength of schedule. I'm going to show you one of the tools that we have here is a strength of schedule tool, and I'll show you why it's very important to keep an eye out on teams and keep an eye on the market to see where the favorites, underdogs are in a cycle, right? Teams go through cycles. You see it all the time. Look at the beginning of the year, right? You look at a team like, let me see, who had Buffalo. Buffalo is a good example. The Sabres had a great start to the season, and now they're going through, what goes up must come down, right? Now they're going through a bad cycle. There's Gloria K. Gloria K's in the house. How you doing, Gloria? Good to have you on board here this morning on a Ruby Tuesday, November 9th. Hey, November 9th, in a couple days will be Remembrance Day here in Canada, Veterans Day in the States. We'll pay honor to the people in the service. And all right. Also, if you go to the YouTube channel right now, if you look in the description, if you go to our page on the description in money management, there's a video there that it's about let me see. I'll just click on it and see what it says here. So this video here is 14 minutes long. So it's a 14 minute long video. If you go into the description and just show more, open it up and go to the money management part, you'll see there's a video that I did this summer on action investor, sports betting investor. And it's a good video to learn about money management. Again, I think it's one of the things that we don't talk enough in this industry. And obviously, the sports books don't want you to hear about it because they want you to bet every day, and they want you to bet the same every day. But you cannot enter a sporting day each and every day just thinking you can bet the same amount. In my view, I think it's not very good business practice when you're betting the same amount every day. And every day, like I say, right, it's not a Picasso. You can't have a Picasso every day, but you do your best. All right, let's talk about hockeypicks.com, which Young Chard was talking about. Now, let's take a look at the current top scorers. Now, folks, if you are not a member yet of Hockey Picks or bballpicks.com, I'm telling you, you're doing yourself a disservice because this is it's a game changer. I think, in my view, it's a game changer when it comes to your picks because what it does, it doesn't, okay, the only way you can get in is you got to sign up and then you make your picks, but you got to follow other pickers. And if you go to top scorers, here's a good example of 3 or 4 guys you should be following right now. All right, Canuck Down Under is at 877. So Rory Bashnik off to a great start. In fact, Rory and Bash 15, I don't know if they're the same family or whatever, but they've been on a really good run. Harnett, Harold Lakin, 853. Winter Tonight 3, Mika Majorma, must be Finnish, right? I always say Mika, sounds like Finland, 853. And Jim Santella, Sports Fan, 626. Jimmy had a really good season, start to the year, and then it dipped a bit, but now he's back in the top 4. So Jimmy here is having a good run at 838. And those are your top scorers right now at hockeypicks.com. And if you go to most followed, that means people, the most followed could be, could be a double-edged sword, right? It's like a popularity contest. You go through a good run, but if you have a good score, then you deserve to be here. But normally, the people who are in the top most followed are very good hockey pickers. And you can see Eddie O's there from Montreal, myself, Hermie, George LeMay. George LeMay's been with us a while. Mitchell Watson, there you go, Mitchell. And who's the hottest picker right now at Hockey Picks? There's Justin. And look at old Underdog Sniper and Peyton Sports Girl. Hey, don't let Peyton's Sports Girl fool you because she's from California. She knows her hockey. And look at her right there, 15-5 the last couple of days. So is Sniper and Justin. All right, those are your hottest pickers right here at hockeypicks.com. Now, bballpicks.com, I like the way this site is going. Lots more people playing now. In fact, when we started this at the beginning of the year, we're getting about 15 to 20 people. Now it's getting to 30 to 40 per day. And if we can get this up to 60, 80 in a couple of weeks, you're going to see a big difference in the top score. And look at that. Eddie O's our top score at 899. Ovens B. Michael at 816. And yours truly, Ron Raymond, 814. I know I said, my NBA's been so-and-so, but you can see here I'm still, still doing pretty well at bballpicks.com. And if you look at the hottest pickers, Zach Reed, there's Zach right there, 13-3, and Danchko, 13-3. And the good thing about this site is it's straight up. It's not even about the point spread, right? Because if we did the point spread, I tell you, there wouldn't be a lot of people in the top scorers or the hottest pickers. So it's a good tool. Check it out, bballpicks.com. And Streak Catcher, who are our current streaker right now, Big Hurt from Texas, is 3-game win streak. So we got to get our streakers going, right? We need the old Frank the Tank there, Frank the Tank from Old School to come on here and give us a streaker. Right? Maybe I should do like a little an animated GIF, like a streaker just running across the screen right here, right? Old School. Hey, you're my boy, Blue. You're my boy. All right, let me see here. What do we got? Bill McDonald, does the handicap college basketball? No, I don't, Bill. Unfortunately, that's too much. It's just too much sports to go. But if anybody is into college basketball and you want to just start giving out your plays into the bullpen, yeah, go right ahead. And also, if you're a member of ATS, we don't have college basketball, and there's a reason why. Number one, resources, right? It's just me and a couple of guys, hey, just a programmer and myself. And it just, if we do college basketball, there's so much work to be done that I just don't have enough resources to give it, because during college basketball, I'm doing NFL, college football, I'm doing NHL, NBA, and I just don't have the resources. But the good news is ATS Calculator does have college basketball right here. And if you go to our dashboard, and if you go into college basketball right here, the line moves, let's say you go to line moves, this is a pretty good tool that we put here. So our resources at ATS Stats is pretty limited when it comes to college basketball, But if you do college basketball and you go click here, what we do is we give you the latest line moves on games. And I find this is another good indicator on where you should probably be leaning. Like if I look at the biggest line moves right now, Florida International went from plus 9.5 to 7.5. So it looks like early money's coming in on FIU. Also, when I look at the other lines, here's another one here. I saw two there on IUPU, whatever that is, IUPUI. Maybe you guys can give me a hand here. I don't know what that school is. Against Butler, it went from 26 to 24. And what else? Another one. Portland plus minus 1.5. No, plus 1.5. It went from 24.5 to 23. So again, Cincinnati against Evansville went from 9.5 to 11.5. But these are some of the tools that we have here. So if you are handicapping college basketball, and you know what? I just don't want you guys to think that I'm really going to ignore college basketball in the Raymond Report. If you guys want to talk about college basketball, hey man, I'll try to help you guys as much as I can by providing resources or games to talk about, but or even at the ATS calculator. But when it comes to college basketball, unfortunately, it's not my strength. It's probably one of my no, I don't like the word weakness, but it's just something I don't put it this way. I do college basketball like I probably do horse racing, right? It's probably a weekend thing, a weekend warrior. But if you guys love college basketball and you guys are good at it, hey man, you know the deal, right? All of us is strong. All of us is stronger than one of us. And if you guys can throw it into the bullpen, which we call our chat room, and you guys want to throw out some tips, then we're all ears, right? All right, there's Bobby Hubby, my good friend Bobby, right there. And let me see who else is in the house here. I want to say good morning too. Did I miss anybody? I hope I got everybody. It's a main world. There's Jermaine Brown. Hey, Jermaine. Where are you from, Jermaine? Jermaine Brown. I'd like to know where you're from. Canada, U.S. It'd be interesting to. I always like to know where you guys are from, right? So this way, when I say your name, I'll say, Isaiah Moore from Minnesota. Andrew Cole. I don't know where Andrew's from, but good morning, Andrew. But so welcome to the show. And those are the three pick sites that we have here that we promote. And let's get on with the show. We'll go to our free horse racing tip of the day. Now, it's a very quiet horse racing day on a Tuesday, a Ruby Tuesday, November 9th. But we're going to kick it off at Parks Racing today. Now, if you want the entire tip sheet for free today at Parks, all you got to do is go to ATS Stats, go to horse racing, go to free tip sheet, and you can get the entire tip sheet today for Parks for free right here at atsstats.com. All right, Parks Racing, $7,500 claiming race in race number 1, 125 post time today at Parks, 5.5 furlongs on the dirt, and we're going to go 7-6-1 in race number 1 today at Parks Racing. The number 7 horse, Connoisseur, is J.R. Vargas on the ride here on Connoisseur, not Connoisseur. 9-2 morning line on Connoisseur. See, in French, it's called Connoisseur, but probably in English, Connoisseur, right? Sees My Broken Heart, the number 6 horse, 5-1 morning line. And Sharon's Law, the 1 horse, with D. Haddock taking a ride on the 1. Sharon's Law, 12-1 morning line on Sharon's Law. 7-6-1 is your recommendation today at Parks Racing. And if you're going to play the Joker, the value play of the day, the number 5 horse, Queen Aberio, A. Castillo taking a ride here on Queen Aberio, 5-1 morning line. Now, if you're going to play an exacta today at Parks in race number 1, I'm going to recommend 7-6-6-1-1-5 exacta box. And if you're going to play trifecta, 7-6-1, 5-6-1 trifecta box. Always remember to box those horses. And if you're going to play the Joker's value play of the day, Queen Aberio, I always recommend the Double Dutch betting system. And that is, let's say you got a $20 budget, put 10 to win, 10 to place on the 5 horse, Queen Aberio. And this way he comes in first, you get paid twice, which is nice. Hey, that's some rhymes right there. And if it comes in first, then you get paid once. All right. Good morning, Coach. Hey, Andrew Cole. Good morning, Coach. I like that. Hey, it makes me feel like I'm still coaching. Hey, but now I don't have a football team that I'm coaching right now, but I feel like I'm coaching you guys each and every day. So this is your pep talk, eh? Today's day 1. So normally in a college or university or maybe in the pros, there's like a day 1, day 2, and day 3. This is like day 1 of sports betting before we get to the weekend, right? So today is like a heavy lifting day 1 of sports betting. All right, what do we got on deck here, Ron? Let's go to the World Series of Handicapping. I'm just going to bring this over here. So this way, just forgot to do that. So let me bring that back here. And let's go to Make Picks. And let's see who our leader is right now. And there's old Yas at, let me see here, 38-24-1. Man, Yas is absolutely running away with it. And look at that, 80.10 units. I think Yas is my good friend there from Israel. So if that is you, Yas, great job, buddy. Like, look at that, 38-24-1. You're absolutely crushing it right now. 34-28-1 for SML 41. And there's Kevin Dolan, Fulchu. I think it was week 6, right? Or season number 6. That's our past champion right there, Kevin Dolan, Fulchu. Hey, sorry, Kevin, if I just gave up your name there. I just realized that. But there's Fulchu right there. He's a good handicapper right there. And so is the Phenom and Eddie. Eddie O didn't have a great week in the NFL, but I know Eddie's a pro, and you want to watch out for these. Anytime these guys here, like Eddie, Cargo Punts, Trust and Webb, have a bad week, you might want to look at their picks the next week, because they're pretty well good to bounce back, right? So those are the current leaders at the World Series of Handicapping Pro Football Contest, season number 10. Do you believe that? We are already in season number 10 at the World Series of Handicapping.com. And remind me to tell you a story about this URL where Major League Baseball wanted to take away my URL in was it 2012 or something like that, because they didn't like the World Series part of World Series of Handicapping. But got a good lawyer and was able to fix that. But yeah, remind me one day, I'll tell you that story. Man, I got a lot of good stories to tell you guys in this industry, right? Hey, especially in the early days of sports handicapping, where I'm going down memory lane here, but at the beginning, when anybody who's an old timer in this, I feel weird saying that, an old timer. I'm only 53, but 53 is in there. It's not my first barbecue here in the industry, but when we first started this, it was really a close-knit community, right? And, you had all the offshore guys and your local guys. And it was really, you can pick up the phone and you can call Spiros at Olympic. That's what he's called, the Greek. Even our good friends at Bookmaker. But the way things are run now, it's like a corporate world. And, now you got all the big corporations involved. It doesn't have that same old school feeling, right? But that's evolution. Evolution will do that. But, hey, you know what? We'll start our own new evolution right here at the Rain Report. But just that I won't give you my phone number so you can call me. Hey, do like when I first started getting phone calls at 4 in the morning. Your hockey picks up yet? What? It's 4 in the morning. Yeah, that's true. I used to get phone calls like 4 or 5 in the morning. Hey, your picks up yet? Are you kidding me right now? I'm still sleeping. Hey, well, that's it. But this is why I love this industry, right? A lot of characters. A lot of characters in this industry. All right, let's go to the Sports Betting Index, the SBI, and let's take a look at what's come in the last couple of days in NHL, NBA. In fact, I did a little research this morning, and I'm going to do this every day, is, the daily market value index I have right here. So, this tip sheet that I show you guys each and every day. Let me go to NHL, and let me go to my game matchups right here. This sheet right here. So what I did is, and I keep track of the of last night's NBA. I forgot to do the NHL. So the one thing that I'm noticing, like if you're, this again, if you're tuning in for the very first time, I have there's 3 key elements of handicapping: value, percentage play, and the VIC, right? The Vegas index cycle or the value index cycle. And things to me goes in cycles, right? And last night, this column right here, remember I keep telling you guys some of the best value to get is betting the yellow. Well, if you bet the yellow in the NBA last night, they went 5-0. The value plays went 5-0 in the neutrals, and the bullish went 3-0. The bearish teams didn't win. So, this is why I do this, and I say this every day, so that, eventually, I'm in the, I feel like I'm in the Missouri, right? I'm in the show me state. I got to show you guys each and every day. And, anytime you have a system and people don't understand your system, it's a sales job. You really got to sell them your system and show them that it really works, right? So this is what I'm going to try to do each and every day. And the confidence level, so you see this 85 right here. Anytime I get an 85, I stay away from that. 85 or higher, and I'll tell you why. Things go up, whatever goes up must come down, and things don't go up forever, things don't go down forever. But last night in the NBA, there were 4 teams that had a confidence level of 85, and that's the public confidence level, right? The perception, the market psychology of when you look at a line on a certain day, and the situational handicapping that goes into these game matchups. Like, things don't always, say teams of 3 games in 4 nights. teams playing in back-to-back game situations. Those are the type of things that situational handicapping that you got to consider. And to me, one of them is the public confidence level of the team, right? And last night in the NBA, Philadelphia, Brooklyn, Miami, and Golden State all had a confidence level of 85. The only team that won, the home team. The home team, Golden State, won 127-113. Just something. No, I'm not saying, okay, here's my crystal ball and I knew that already. But these are things that, I always say history is your best teacher. And if you go look back at every game, go look at your wins, go look at your losses, things that, that okay, you know what? I see a situation like this. All right, next time I handicap a game, keep that in mind. That anytime you got an 85% confidence level, and the Philadelphia lost, right? Philadelphia lost. They were a home team, but Miami and Brooklyn were the away teams. Philadelphia, you got to give credit to the New York Knicks. They were an A-type team. They had a confidence level of 57 yesterday. They were neutral. All right, they were neutral, and they had a VI, a value index, right here. Let me see if I get my NBA. I know we're having some issues this morning with some of our stats. I know Pradeep was trying to get it to work. Yeah, see, we don't have the VI coming up here, so that'll be fixed for tomorrow. But we had a VI of minus 1.9, and we had minus 8.5. So anytime I get a VI of minus 1.9 and I get plus money, that to me is that's great value, right? And again, people have a different opinion when it comes to value and all that stuff. I think it's very important. I think there's, you're not going to buy, I always use my pizza analogy, right? You can either 2-for-1 pizza or you get that deluxe pizza for $40. At the end of the day, it's pizza, right? But it's all about value and the eye of the beholder and perception versus reality. Those are some of the tools that I consider when I'm handicapping. Now, looking at the system forecast yesterday. So if you go to our front page here at ATS and you click on the Kyler Murray logo right here, and you go to our system forecast, the system forecast went 6-2 straight up yesterday. So pretty good day. The ATS calculator 4-4, but hey, it's a marathon, not a sprint. But on that day for November 8th, it was a pretty good day overall. And you just don't know what's going to come in. Like, who had an idea all the underdogs were going to come in this week in the NFL, right? When you look at what happened this weekend in the NFL, and another dog won last night, right? So if you had the Chicago Bears last night, hey, good underdog win, right? And look at that, the underdogs this week in the NFL, week number 9, 71.4%. And I saw a tweet by Mark Lawrence this morning saying if you bet like Tennessee, Jacksonville or something like that, and you put like $10 or $100, it was like $900,000 on a parlay. Just imagine that, right? And then this is why, remember I tell you guys on the puck line in hockey on a Saturday, on a 10-game Saturday, throw some beer money on a 10-team puck line of plus 1.5. You just never know. Hey, these it's you buy a lottery ticket, right? It's the same type of set, same type of mindset. So, it's when I saw that tweet and I said, yeah, you know what? Hey, you buy a $10 lottery ticket. Why wouldn't you do the same on a busy NFL weekend that's only, 17 weeks? So if you put, like, say, $10-20 for 17 weeks, it's probably the same amount you'd put a year on lottery tickets, right? But, it was, something to chew on, right? All right, let's take a look at the SBI, the Sports Betting Index in the NHL. We'll do NHL, then NBA, and then we'll just do those two sports. And we got some MAC games to talk about today. All right, so the NHL last night in the National Hockey League, if you had the over, and look at this, the last 3 days in the NHL, it's been a dog's breakfast right there. Look at that. 78.3% of the games have come in the last 3 days in the NHL. And you look at the underdogs, 61.7%. Now, the underdogs are on a bit of a tear. And again, hey, performance cycles, right? What goes up must come down. And we had a great run of favorites right here. And the last 3 days, and scheduling, right? This is why you got to look at the schedule. Like, if you go look at this schedule right here, a lot of these teams, you take in consideration situational handicapping, cupcake schedule, strength of schedule, but the underdogs, the last 3 days, 61.7%. You're not going to see that forever in Moneyline Sports. But 4-1 and 2-1 the last 2 days on the puck line. So again, I think there's a lot of value betting puck line when there's a busy, especially like tonight. Tonight there's a lot of NHL games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 NHL games. hey, I just gave you the analogy of what Mark Lawrence said about betting money line in the NFL. Put $10 on all the puck lines tonight and see what happens, right? Never know. You just never know. All right, let's take a look at the NBA. So NBA the last couple nights, now 6-2 for the favorites yesterday, and they also covered the spread. So the favorites that won last night also covered the spread. And here's so we've been talking about the under coming in the National Basketball Association. The last since the beginning of the year, it's been an unders. Look at that, right? It's been an unders year, except for 2 nights where the overs had the day. But now you can see the adjustment by the bookmaker. See, look at the adjustment they've made here the last 3 days. Now they're getting 50-50 action. So keep an eye on the over in the National Basketball Association. I think the over is where you want to start looking at some of these things. But I say that, and we look at the Major League Baseball. I think it was favorites. But yeah, that was sides, so it's a little bit different. Sides and totals are completely different. Yeah. All right. So those are the situational things here for the SBI for NBA. Last 7 days, 68% of the favorites in the NBA has come in. But look at the 7-day point spread, 50%. When you look at that, that's an 18% difference on straight up and against the point spread, right? So keep an eye out on betting money lines. I've been betting money lines and I've been doing all right, but not the last couple of days. All right, here we go. So that's your SBI here today for a Tuesday, a Ruby Tuesday, November 9th. All right, Mark Nation's in the house. How you doing, Mark? And I'm missing some of you. There's Scotty. Scotty's in the house there. I see Scotty on the puck line. 12 wins, 2 losses in the last 14 games. Both losses were St. Louis, says Scott. Wow. Hey, good job, though. 12 wins. That's what I mean, right? And if you find the puck line value and you get the good teams, puck line value, look for goalies, good goalies, right? Tokarski was absolutely terrible last night in Buffalo. All right, Cesar Hermoso, best podcast, stat-driven and honest. Thank you, Cesar. Appreciate that. And, so pretty good. All right, some good numbers here that I'm going to share with you guys after. Now, let me see here. What we got on schedule? So, we reviewed last night's NBA. All right, so the next thing I want to tell you guys about here is in handicapping, I talk about a lot about situational handicapping, right? And the thing is, the one thing the bookmakers give you right off the hop is they tell you who the favorite is. And that's, if you use that as a tool and you say, you know what, they're already tipping their hat who they think is going to win by making a favorite. But keep in mind, the only reason they're doing that is to get 50-50 action on the game, right? So if there's 100 people in the room, they want 50-50 people, 50 bet on this side, 50 bet on the other side. But when they put the number out and they put the favorites right away, they're giving you an idea who's going to win the game. But depending on who they are playing. Now, I'm going to do the NHL first, and this is one of the tools that I have that I've been using for a while, and it's called the strength of schedule tool, right? So here, what I'm going to do in this exercise is in the NHL, and I'll do NBA in a few minutes. I'll do the NHL first, and I talk about, when we talked about, I didn't do the market value index, right? Let me do this before I show you the, because I'll give you an idea what I'm trying to explain here. Because teams that are hot in the market value index, they might be, their strength of schedule might be favorable, right? So let me just, let me see, did I get this? Oh, let me go here. So if you go to your dashboard, and in the dashboard, go to your market index, and let's go to NHL first, and we'll do the National Hockey League. And what we do in this part here is we take a look at which team is hot, which team is not, and the teams that are neutral, right? So we call it the Bears and Bulls report. So if I go to NHL and we look at which team is hot right now, and we'll come back to our strength, I don't want to say that 10 times, strength of schedule. So what we do here is we have the current season strength of schedule. So you have the wins, loss record of the teams, and then the strength of schedule of the opponents they face, right? So current season right now, Anaheim, all the opponents they face have a combined win percentage of 54.29. But in the last 7 games, Anaheim's opponent, 44.9% win percentage. And what you want to do is take this strength of schedule and look at the record in the last 7 games. So Anaheim, facing teams with losing records, have a 4-3 record. So they're beating the beatables, right? And if you look at a team like, say, Boston, you look at the Boston Bruins, you say, how come they're struggling so much? Like, this is a good hockey team, but they're only 4-3 in their last 7. But look at this. They're facing good opponents, right? They're not getting a cupcake schedule right here in their last 7 cycle games, right? 57.1% of the Boston Bruins opponents the last 7 games have a winning percentage. So that's why Boston is, they're struggling, but they're facing quality opponents, right? So they're battle tested, and then they got a cupcake tonight in Ottawa. I look at Buffalo, 48.9, but they're only 2-5. So, this tells you Buffalo's on the way down. Calgary, the reason why Calgary is doing well, look at their opponent strength of schedule, last 7, 44.9. And look at Carolina. Carolina's been having a great run, but their strength of schedule has not been that great, 48.9. And you saw what happened when they faced a good team like the Florida Panthers, right? So you take a look at this and Chicago Blackhawks. Like, Chicago's really, them in Arizona are out of the gate. Like, it got their head coach fired. But you look at the strength of schedule, 65.3. And even though they won on, was it against Minnesota, or who'd they beat on Sunday night? Was it Minnesota? Or Nashville. That's right, it was Nashville. So 2-5, and they got that win against Nashville. So the thing is, look at the strength of schedule. Anything over like 65% or 60%. Let me take a look if there's any teams above 60% strength of schedule. Here's one right there. Look at that. New York Rangers, 65% strength of schedule. And that's, we're talking about Florida, Tampa Bay, the good teams, right? And they're 3-4. That's why last night when I saw, on my hockeypicks.com, I took the Rangers. I thought the Rangers had a really good, I think they do have, I love Shesterkin. I think he's a great goalie. But, the strength of schedule, being on the road out west in Edmonton, Calgary, I think they played Vancouver. That wasn't a really, Edmonton's one of those top teams too. So the strength of schedule, I knew last night there was good value in the Rangers because of their strength of schedule, right? And then when you take a look at the right here, Dallas, 59 point. Here's another thing. The Dallas Stars, 2-5 in their last 7, but look at their strength of schedule, 59.1. So a bit of fool's goals, mentality type thing. These are things you want to look at. And and the teams that are doing well, look at the teams that are 6 and look at Carolina, Edmonton. Look at the strength of schedule, 48.9. They're beating the beatables, right? So when you look at these, Ottawa, 1-6, 46.9, and that doesn't look good. If you're 1-6 and you're playing, not even good opponents and you're not beating them, that doesn't look good tonight. That's why Ottawa's a -2 something tonight. Let's take a look at the NBA. And the same type of situation for the NBA, right? So if you look at the National Basketball Association, look at the Atlanta Hawks. What's going on in Atlanta? 1-6. You know what? You know why they're 1-6? Look at their strength of schedule, 73.4%. That's why the Atlanta Hawks are struggling right now. And if I look at other good teams, Charlotte, Charlotte off to that great start, but look at their strength of schedule, last 7, 65.3% win percentage of the teams they faced in their last 7 games. So that's why Charlotte right now is not having a good run. Here's something I really respect, the Chicago Bulls, right? 4-3. You're saying, okay, 4-3, 56%? But look at the strength of schedule, 67.3%. That's pretty good. People don't see that. They see this and they say, oh, 4-3 average. Yeah, but look who they're playing. The combined record of 67.3%. And the same thing here with Cleveland. You know what? Cleveland's, I'm trying to still figure this out. Are they really that good? 5-2, and look at that, 57.1%. And if I look at Detroit, 55%. The Houston, 65.3%. That's why Houston needs a couple of cupcake games to see if they can get back on track, right? So when you do this strength of schedule, observation and you're looking for indicators when you're handicapping, the strength of schedule has to play a big role in the way you are handicapped. Look at Minnesota, the T-Wolves, 1-6, but look at their strength of schedule, 44.9. So that tells you that they're not that really good of a team. If they're 1-6 against a below 500 team, what does that tell you, right? Same thing with the Pelicans. 0-7, 55.1. Not bad. Oklahoma, 67. I'm just taking a look at some of the hardest strength of schedule. And when you look at these strength of schedule win percentages, and you look at the record in the last 7, and we also do the last 14 games. So I do last 7, last 14. So, and then we give a power rating right beside it. So you take that power rating, it gives you a good idea of the team you're type of betting, right? That day on November 9th. And that's why I rank my teams A, B, and C. A for teams that are above 60%, teams that are B, 50 to 59.9, and teams that are C, below 500. But strength of schedule plays a huge role when you're handicapping sports. All right, MVI, now that I think it's ready here. So here's your bullish teams right now, the National Hockey League. And when you look at tonight's matchup, Now, we do have another tool right here that if you just want like a snapshot of the game matchups, go to Tools, go to Daily MVI, Daily Market Value Index, and what you want to do is NHL, and then go to game matchups, and it's color-coded, right? So it gives you, I'm very visual. So, and again, anything in red is bad, everything in green is overvalued. So, what goes up must come down. So they're the hot teams. So don't get caught overpaying for something like Carolina right now, minus 206. And what's the line on them tonight? So you're getting dog money at minus value money. Here's the perception. So you hear me talk about perception versus reality. Here's the perception of what the line should be. Here's the reality of what the line is, right? And in the truth lies the caramel secret. All right, so let's go to the bullish report. How many teams we got in the bullish now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Still 10 teams in the penthouse. All right, then we'll see. And this gives you a good gauge on, if you're ever wondering, what? I'm always taking favorites. I'm always taking underdogs. This is a good gauge to get, to see when is a good time to start betting, favorites, underdogs, right? And as you can see, we're very bullish right now with 10 teams in the penthouse. And you look at the Bear Club, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 teams in the Bears Club, right? So Edmonton, Carolina, Florida, LA, Nashville, Vegas, Winnipeg, Toronto, Columbus, and Calgary. Now, when I look at this chart right here, the first thing I look for is what type of teams in the bullish club. The A-type teams, I expect these teams to be in the bullish pattern, right? And it's just like when you're buying stocks and you're doing you're analyzing a certain company. I look at teams like companies, right? And right now, the A-type blue chip stocks right now are Edmonton, Carolina, Florida, and you got Columbus and Calgary. Those are your blue chippers right now, right? And then these are here teams that are are they pretenders or contenders, right? The Kings, Nashville, Vegas, Winnipeg. Just by mentioning those teams, what does your dopamines tell you, right? They don't really kick in and say, oh, you know what? It's not like Edmonton, Carolina, and Florida. So can I really trust these teams? And a team like Toronto, and using the 10-80-10 rule, are these 10% of the elites are going to go back into the 80% club, or are these 10% going to go into the 80% club here, right? So which team is going to exchange in the what I like to call the transfer of wealth, right? That's what I like to call this, the transfer of wealth. These are your wealthy teams, and these are teams that are like sitting in the lobby waiting to get either in the penthouse or the outhouse, right? So these are your Bears teams right now: Chicago, Montreal, San Jose, Dallas, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, and Ottawa, Arizona. Those are your Bears teams right now. Now, when I talk about these teams, look at that. C, a B. San Jose is a B-type team that is very bearish right now, but the rest are all C's, right? And what do I say about C-type teams? I don't bet them. I don't bet premium money on C-type teams. And anybody who knows my money management system, I will bet a C-type team with beer and pizza money, but I will not bet C-type teams with my sports investment money that I bet 1 unit to 5 units, right? So those are some of the systems that I use when I bet on sports. And again, folks, when you're betting each and every day, you got to have a type of money management system. If not, you'll be broke and you won't even have fun doing it, right? There's two things, it's like coaching football. There's two things I always say to other coaches that are getting into football and coaching. I say, here's my 2 golden rules of coaching. Have fun and make sure it's rewarding, and not financially. I mean, rewarding in the fact that you're going to learn from this. People that you're going to coach with are going to learn from this. The kids are going to learn, and there has to be a reward factor incentive that keeps you doing it, right? And it's got to be fun. If you do something that you don't have fun doing it, then you're not going to be, NFL, not for long, right? So at the time, the outhouse can feel like a penthouse, says Isaiah Moore. Yeah, game matchups for end today. Yeah, we'll get there. There's old corner gas from Saskatchewan. See, we cover all corners of the world here, right? Hey, when was the last time you hear me talk about somebody from Saskatchewan? Hey, the Green Riders. Anybody who knows Canada knows that the Green Riders, that's the pride of the CFL right there in the prairies, right? The good old prairies here in Canada. It's like I would say the equivalent, like Iowa in the States, right? It's the same type of, the wheat, the agriculture, right? That's same type of business format right there when it comes to Iowa and the Saskatchewan. A lot of agriculture there. All right, so let's get to, let me see here. There's Chad with the big smiles right there. Bleed green, says Chad, eh? Bleed green, Ryderville. All right, where are we now? So we're at strength of schedule. We did that. All right, let's go to the computer picks for college football tonight. I'm going to do 3 games for you guys right here. And, the one thing with the Raymond Report is, take the Janet Jackson analogy, right? What have you done for me lately? And what's on the screen here today is, NHL, NBA, and college football. And we MAC action tonight between the Zips and the Western Michigan Broncos. Now, the Broncos, I showed you in the calculator, we had them winning by 21. Now, the bookmakers got them at 24. My line value was 0.85. Now, again, when I do this line value, it's not a line value against Akron, right? Because this could be Buffalo, this could be Michigan, this could be Alabama, and this would always stay the same. This here, the VI, is as if I was buying the Western Michigan Broncos on the stock exchange. What would be my starting point of what I would pay for them, right? And my VI on Western Michigan is plus 0.85 and plus 22.38 for Akron. So you can see we're right there in the ballpark of the bookmakers line. And I think there's more value in the under tonight. And when I look at Western Michigan, now Western Michigan, they got a really good quarterback in Ellenby, right? Let me see, where was it? Ellaby. Caleb Ellaby. And I don't know what's his status here tonight. Let me take a look. Ellaby went 22 for 36 last game, had a touchdown interception along with 18 yards rushing. Hey, he had more yards rushing than Ben Roethlisberger, I think. But looking at their last game, they lost 42-30 to the Chippewas, and Akron lost 31-25 to Ball State. Now, looking at the 41-20 is the final we have here. If you're going to touch this game here, I would recommend maybe the under tonight on this game. That's my first instinct, my first lean. Again, it's not a pick. It's probably a lean. Buffalo taking on the Miami Redhawks. You got minus 7.5 here for the Redhawks. The over-under at 56.5. In fact, let me go to my ATS calculator, do a reset here, and let me do Buffalo against Miami Redhawks. Let's see what the ATS calculator says. So we're going to go Miami. Buffalo. We'll go Buffalo. And keep with the away team. Where's Buffalo? And then Miami. Make sure Miami. Oh wait, I'm in college basketball. Hang on, let me do this again here. All right, so we go Buffalo. Right there, and Miami. Where's Miami? Miami, Ohio. And we'll create that result. And we have the away team winning by 5.53. Now, I saw Buffalo's quarterback. I thought he was questionable for tonight. Yeah, Kyle Van Treese is questionable. So be careful. Kevin Marks is doubtful. And Giovanni Ruiz, a receiver, is also doubtful. So Buffalo's got a bit of a banged-up issue going on right now for tonight. But we do have them winning 5.53, 55.8. And looking at the forecast, we have Miami winning 7.5. 33-21. Yeah, the line is 7.5 and 56.5. What was our total? 55.8. So we had 55.8. The total is 50. So another one to go under. Now Miami coming off a loss to Ohio. Now, and Ohio's what, 1-7 on the year? I think 1-7 or something like that, or 2-6 or 2-7. So yeah, 2-7. So not a good, but Miami's what, 3-5, 4-5 on the year, 3-5. I know the reason why I'm on is because we don't track some of the non-line games. So sometimes you'll see the record right here is because if they play like Duquesne or Bryant and there's no line, our feed doesn't give us the line on that game. So we do have Buffalo losing tonight to Miami, but keep in mind, Buffalo played Bowling Green last week and lost 56-44. Yeah, that's not a lot of good defense right there, right? So I don't think I'm going to touch that game. And the last game is Ohio against Eastern Michigan. And minus 5.5 is the line, 60.5. So let me do with the calculator here. So Ohio against Eastern Michigan. So I'm going to go reset. So we'll go Ohio. All right, let's go Ohio Bobcats. And Eastern Michigan. Let's go Eastern Michigan. So create the ATS results. And what we have here, we have the away team winning by 18, 43.8. So we got Ohio winning by 18. Wow, that's a big difference right there when you look at the line, right? So, but good. Oh, Eastern Kentucky, that's why. hang on. Let me try that again here. I was going to say, wow, that's sometimes that happens. It put in and then it skips, right? All right, the home team winning by 15, and the over-under at 60.35. So 15. So we have Eastern Michigan winning by 15 and 60 point, what did I say? 60.35. Wow, right on the number, right? So it does all games, all the calculator has all the games going under. Last two have gone unders. The Kogo's at 47. Again, 34-21 is the final, and we have them winning by what here? 13. So we have Eastern Michigan. Yeah, maybe miss Eastern Michigan and Ohio coming off a win. Maybe a little letdown factor tonight. But those are your 3 computer picks today for some MAC action. All right, let's go to the NHL, and then we'll do the NBA. Or what did I have on deck here? No, NBA. Let's go NBA, and then we'll finish it off with the NHL. How are we doing on time? 54 minutes. Wow. Man, time just flies today. I can't believe it. All right, let's go NBA. Now, what I'm showing you guys here off the front page is the free NBA stats you can get every day. So if you go to atsstats.com, and if you scroll right down, you see free rain report. This is like my Bud Light version of the rain report. So you go to free NBA stats, and then once you get here, you will see some of the rain report light. So you got the Clippers taking on the Portland Trailblazers. Now let me bring up my injury report because I'd like to see what's going on in the NBA on the lineups, especially the starting lineups, right? See Joker with that shoulder last night, hey? Didn't like the little hip check he gave for Morris, right? So he gave him, that was he probably gets suspended for that one. All right, let me see. Tonight, looks like, so Embiid is still out. Tobias Harris is out. Yeah, it doesn't look good for the Sixers, right? That's why you're seeing, oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong game here. Clippers, all right, Clippers. Yeah, Kawhi Leonard, when's he going to be back? I know he's recovering from his ACL. Can't wait to get load management back, right? Let me see here. All right, so looking good. So we got 105.2, 105.5, and you look at the Trailblazers, the last 10 games, 5-5, 3-7 to the under. Chances of winning, 70.69. Chance of covering does favor Portland at 42%. The Kogo's at 68%. Kogo stands for chance of game going over the total. Now, keep in mind now, in the NBA, we look at the SBI. Last 3 days have been pretty even, right? 50-50. I think the over is where you want to look at some of these games. Only 3 games tonight. And when we look at the stats and trends down here, I got a couple of trends. So you can get these trends each and every day. So here's a trend to the under for Portland. When Portland's a pick'em to +3 road underdog last 4 years after a conference game, 6-6 straight up, but 2-10 to the under. And when the LA Clippers are a home favorite, totals 220 or more during the month of November, 9-1 straight up. 9-1 and 6-3-1 against the point spread. So a couple of numbers to consider right there. But looking at the number here, -3. Again, to me, let me check with Bookmaker to see what the line is on the money line. Anytime I see a money line of 3, I'm going to take a look at the. Let me go here. I want to show you guys something else too. Let me go to my tools, and let's go to league standings. I'll get to that in a second. Let's go to NBA, and let me see what I got here tonight. Money line on the 139. Not bad. You know what? That's a pretty good number right there. If you're thinking about playing the Clippers, 139 on the money line. It's down to 2.5 now at Bookmaker. So, but keep in mind, let me take a look at 3-2 at home, 2-3 against the number. Where look at the Trailblazers, Jekyll and Hyde, right? 5-1 at home, but 0-4 straight up and against the number. I'm gonna lean with the Clippers here tonight. All right, let's take a look at the next game here on deck. Let's go to Milwaukee, Philadelphia. All right, Milwaukee, cross my fingers and toes for you. Eastern Michigan for college football says, all right. All right, so let's take a look at no Embiid tonight, no Tobias Harris. -5.5, the over-under at 218. Forecast, going to lean with the, it's going to lean with the Bucks by 4. Look at that, 110 to 106.89. Now, keep in mind the Sixers played, was it last night they played? And they lost last night. Let me see what the final was in that game against New York. Wait a minute. Yeah, it was New York, wasn't it? Yeah, so they played New York, and the final was 103-96. So talk about scheduling. Remember, we talk about strength of schedule, situational handicapping, Sixers in a back-to-back game situation. This is a tough spot again for the Sixers, but is the old zigzag theory come into play here? Lose last night, win tonight. Looking at the Sixers, 4-2 at home this year, but it's a whole different team without Embiid in the lineup, right? I know Danny Green was in last night, but what's Milwaukee's road record? 3-2 straight up and against the point spread. And let me take a look at their strength of schedule. Okay, so here's what I want to show you. So teams that are picking the -3 straight up, 20-11 so far this year. How about home teams? Did I do home teams? Yeah. So home teams that are picking the -3 home favorites, 19-10 for 65%. So I'm talking about the Clippers game, right? So any NBA teams this year that's a pick 'em the -3 favorite. So Clippers are 2.5. They are 19-10 straight up so far in the campaign, right? So pretty good numbers right there if you're thinking about playing the money line. Now look at the numbers here on Milwaukee. When the Bucks are 6.5 to 9-point road favorite. Okay, so the line must have moved. Let me check the line movement here. Let me go to the rain report. Because if this line open, because we always take the opening line when we do our stats, right? So I'm thinking the line was 6.5 and it's now down to 5.5. Let me go to the rain report and let me take a look at this. Line moves. And let me see. Yeah, see, opened up at 6.5 and it's now been bet down to 5.5. So I guess again, right? You would think with Embiid out, they lose last night. What's the perception, right? What's the confidence level? Confidence level on tonight's game. 85% for Philadelphia. Wow, 85%. That's a high confidence level, and 28% for the Bucks. Wow, that's very, very high. Let me see here, 7.5, and let me see Philly 4-2. But you know what? Whew, I don't know. My first instinct is because without no Embiid, you want to go with the Bucks. But 5.5, 6.5, and the line's going down. Probably one in doubt, get out, right? So one in doubt, get out. Let me see what my computer pick forecast here. Let me go to NBA. Let me see what Milwaukee. But again, the ATS calculator doesn't know that Embiid is out, right? So, but again, you're looking at the line, Philadelphia, and the ATS forecast. Maybe the total is where you want to go in this one. Maybe the home team 7.06, 212.98, and what's the total in this one? 218, right? Maybe the under. Maybe the under is where you want to lean. What's the Kogo at? Kogo is at 80. Wow. Yeah, nope. Hey, this is why I say, right? If it's not a Picasso, you don't touch it. Utah against Atlanta. Now, we saw the strength of schedule of the Hawks. It's been, 1-7 in their last. Let's go back to that strength of schedule. Let's go back here. And I want to show you guys this right here. Strength of schedule for the Atlanta Hawks. And let's go down here. Where is it? NBA. I'm probably getting, you guys are getting sick, probably seasick watching this, right? Look at that. Atlanta last 7, 1-6. But look at their strength of schedule, 73.4%. That's why, one reason why, it's not the only reason, but it's one reason why they're 1-6. They're playing tough opponents, right? They're playing the Jazz, which is also another tough opponent. The Jazz on the year, 7-3. 3-0 at home. Utah is very tough at home, right? And Atlanta, not a good spot here for the Hawks. This is going to be a tough game. But, again, what's the confidence level on the Hawks? 14% compared to 57%. Like, the whole world's going to... I feel the whole... there'll be a lot of people on the Jazz. But let me see Utah. Let me do a reset here. Let me do Atlanta against Utah. And let me see what the numbers tell me here. The numbers tell me home team win by 13, 217 points. Wow. Why, man, that's pretty big. Let me see what the last couple of games. How about the Trae Young, Bogdanovich, Hunter, Collins, Capella. I don't know what's going on with the chemistry in Atlanta is not there. Like, the Nate McMillan, there was a coaching change. He brought the team to, gave him a good drive last year. And look at that, 117 and 109. 4 straight up losses. 0-3 against A-type teams. Nah, not looking good, eh? Not looking good. I'd probably have to lean. What was the forecast? 117 and 109. Got him winning by 8. See, it's too bad that line is so high, right? There's only 3 games. This reminds me of last night in the NHL. If there's anything here tonight, I think the Clippers will probably be my only game that I probably consider wagering on tonight. All right. Let's go. Hawks are terrible on the road, says Isaiah. Utah off a loss at home. And again, but this is the one thing, right, in sports. And I always say you got to respect the pros because it's, they're pros for a reason. They got drafted for a reason. And it's cycles, right? They're not playing really well right now. But, how do you predict when a team's going to be turning the corner, right? Turning the page, starting playing well together. And it starts with the perception of when the whole, what's the old golden rule of sports betting? When everybody loves one side, what do? You go the other side, right? That's the only thing that concerns me about this is that Atlanta's, because they're on a bad cycle right now. And if you're going to bet Atlanta, you're going to have to use the contrarian way of thinking, right? And sometimes this boils down to my uncomfortable pick, right? Sometime in sports betting, you have that uncomfortable pick that you're going to make, which you probably did a lot. I did this week in the NFL and worked out. But that's pro sports, right? Pro sports, you just never know. All right, let's do the NHL, and that'll be a wrap here today on wow, I can't believe this. Already an hour 4 into this. Already an hour 4. Maybe I got too much jasette today, as they say in French, right? All my French people laughing right now. He's got the jasette going today. Jasette means he's got the motor mouth going, like the jasette. I don't know how do I say jasette in English? Chatterbox, yeah, chatterbox. All right, let's take a look at the NHL forecast. And let's take a look at the forecast here today. All right, yeah, starting goalies. I got to call the CIA or CSIS to get the starting goalies for the NHL. You want to tell us who's going to be in net tonight for Ottawa? If it's Matt Murray, I'm going the other way, right? All right, let me see here. Starting goalies. So projected goalies tonight for Ottawa. Forsberg, likely, and Swayman. But if I go look at this, you can't even trust these sites anymore, right? I don't even know why I bother. Yeah, see, Matt Murray. See, the other one says Murray. But I know Swayman's going to be between the pipes for the Ottawa Senators. All right, 3.2 to 2.6 is the forecast here on the Boston Bruins. But I'm telling you, folks, I wouldn't lay 323. I'd probably play Ottawa just on principle of the dog money, right? Or the puck line. But 57.6% chance of winning for the Boston Bruins, and that's based on 1,450 games in the database. Carolina taking on Tampa Bay. This is going to be a great game. Now, Tampa Bay winning Saturday against the Ottawa Senators, minus 125. The over-under is set at 5.5. We do like the Lightning winning here, 2.8 to 2.5. And we have 52.2% chance of winning for the Lightning, 38.4 for the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, the Hurricanes went on that great run, 9-0, but strength of schedule, right? Let's go take a look at their strength of schedule in the last 7 games. And if we look at the Carolina Hurricanes strength of schedule last 7 games, cupcakes, right? They're playing cupcakes. Let me take a look here at Carolina, 48.9, right? 6-1 against 48.9. You look at Tampa Bay, it's even worse, 34.7. Wow, 34.7, and they're 4-3. So that's a little concerning. But I do like Tampa Bay here tonight on the rain report. Florida taking on the Devils. I heard the Devils are undefeated at home. In fact, let me open another window here. Or maybe undefeated on the first period puck line. I thought it was the first period. Let me take a look here. Let's go to NHL report. Raymond report. New Jersey. New Jersey at home this year. What's the record? 3-3. I think, first period. I think in the first period they're undefeated. 6-0 in the first period. Yeah, look at Florida. 3-2 coming off that loss last night. Back-to-back game situation for the Florida Panthers. And starting goalies tonight for the Panthers should be Bobrovsky against Mackenzie Blackwood. Those are your likely starters. We do have Florida winning 3.2, 2.81, and 53.6% chance of winning for the Panthers. We got 3.2 for Montreal, 2.8 for the Kings. Now, the Kings, perfect letdown spot after a big win last night. But you know what? This doesn't pass my smell test right here. Why is Montreal a 141 favorite, right? Jake Allen to me is not a 141 goalie, right? If it was Carey Price, then it's another story. And it looks like Carey Price is back with the team. So we'll see. Obviously, he's got to go through a bit of a conditioning stint to get back. But, this doesn't pass my smell test right there. I don't know if I'm not betting the Habs, I'll tell you that. With money. I'm not betting the Habs with money at 141. 3.2 to 2.8. Edmonton taking on the Red Wings. Now, we'll see Edmonton. Edmonton's been really good at home, right? They've been good at home. Seems like every game's a home game for Edmonton. In fact, let me go to the rain report, and let me take a look at Edmonton. It seems like every time I look at an Edmonton game, they're always at home. What's their, 7 games at home, only 3 on the road. Perfect on the road, 3-0. But you know what? Edmonton's looking good out of the gate, right? But keep in mind, look at their strength of schedule, right? 48.9% and 4. Let me see here, who are they playing? Detroit. Detroit looked good against, who was it they beat Sunday? I want to say, I forget who they played Sunday. In fact, let me go look. Detroit on Sunday beat, Vegas 5-2. Vegas, man, they're a hard team to read right now. Hey, you know the old saying, read the room? Well, these guys are hard to read right now. But Edmonton, we got Edmonton winning 3.5, 2.9. 65.3% chance of winning for the Oilers. Winnipeg against St. Louis. This will be a good hockey game here tonight. We got the Blues winning 3.05 to 2.6 and a 53.6% chance of winning based on 507 games in the database favoring St. Louis. We got Chicago beating the Penguins. Wow, 3.03, 2.6. Now you got a coaching change in Chicago. Is that going to change the culture a bit, the work ethic of the Chicago Blackhawks? 61.7%, but they are a dog here tonight. This might be worth a look. Chicago might be worth a look, and maybe Kane and the Brinkets start rolling again, right? Calgary taking on San Jose, 3.05, 2.5. Then we got the Flames at 58.3. Seattle taking on Vegas, 3.09, 2.5. And we got the Golden Knights winning this one at 57.6%. Did you see that welcome that Eichel got? Hey, Jack Eichel, did you see when he got out of the limo in Vegas? They had the showgirls, they had the band. Eichel was like, what the hell is this going on here? That was kind of funny to watch his face like, oh yeah, I must be in Vegas. If you get a chance, go to YouTube and watch the Jack Eichel welcome in Vegas. That was kind of funny. Hey, you won't get that in Edmonton or Calgary, but you'll get that in Vegas. And the last game on the board, the Canucks taking on the Anaheim Ducks, 3.02, 2.4. And we have the Canucks winning at 58.3% clip. And again, you can get all my plays for free each and every day at hockeypicks.com. All right, what a show today. We an hour, 10 minutes. It just flew right by, right? But hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Again, if you enjoyed the show, please hit that like button. And if you are tuning in for the very first time, my name is Ron Raymond. I'm a sports handicapper who's been doing this for his 24th season. I'm based out of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. And you can see me each and every day right here on the YouTube channel, Monday to Friday to 10:30, not 2:30, 10:30 to 11:30 each and every day. And you can see it's 11:44, so we do some overtime here, right? Hey, a lot of heavy lifting here. A lot of heavy lifting today on a Ruby Tuesday, November 9th. Oh, yeah, trends are your friends. I always forget that part, eh? It's a good thing I got Mitchell Watson and Gloria Kay in the house to remind me of that. All right, let's go to the dashboard, and let's take a look at the old 80% club. And it's always funny seeing you guys rush. Oh, hey, good luck, everybody, bye-bye. Hey, when people they see the 80% club, everybody gets their buys in, eh? Miss Denica, goodbye. Have a great day today, Miss Denica. Hey, got a great community. I love these guys. All right, let me see here. NBA. Let's take a look at the old 80% club. There's Gloria Kay. Are you on a golf course today there, Gloria? Hey, she follows her son around, so sometimes she's on a golf course. Or is she home today there, Gloria? All right, Milwaukee. Let me take a look here. Only 3 games, so that's why there's not a lot of... you know what? I do like the Clippers straight up. Look at this. When the Clippers are home favorite, totals 220 or more during the month of November. 9-1 straight up. 9-1 straight up for the Clippers. And when you look at Portland as they pick in the +3 road underdog last 4 year after a conference game, 10-2 to the under. So some pretty good stats right there. Milwaukee, if you like the Bucks tonight, guys, Milwaukee is a 6.5 to 9 point favorite. Now keep in mind, this line opened up at 6.5. That's why you're seeing 6.5. We always use the opening line when we do our stats. 14-1. And how about down here? Oh, look at that. Utah. Oh boy. Utah on a Ruby Tuesday as a home favorite last 2 years, 11-0. Pretty. And look at the Clippers. Home team as a favorite last 2 years during the month of November, 10-0. So, you know what? Clippers money line might be worth a look here tonight in the NBA. And again, don't force selections, right? One thing I can say is you don't want to force your selections. I'll stay home. I'll stay all day. I'm home all winter now. Yeah, that's right. The golf season's over, right? So, yeah, that's, man. And Chicago, that's like Ottawa. I think Chicago's colder than Ottawa sometimes because you're off the lake, right? All right, so let me go to NHL. Nothing wrong with overtime for Pearl's coach. Yeah, absolutely, OG. That's why OG Weed's my guy. All right, here we go. LA Kings, the road team in November. In the month of November, let me see here, last 15, 2-12-1 to the under. I think that game went over last night. The Ottawa Senators, a road team, totals 5.5, coming off a 2-goal loss, and they're coming off a 2-game homestand. That's a pretty good stat right there. 8-2 to the over, especially if Murray's in nets. I don't trust Murray. Boston, yeah, we know that. Let me see here. Carolina, LA Kings. Look at the puck line on Carolina. If you like the puck line on Carolina as a road underdog in the month of November on a Ruby Tuesday, 14-1 on the puck line. Detroit is a home team, 5 or more days off. No, they haven't been 5 or more days off, so that's wrong right there. Edmonton as a road favorite, total 6.5 last 3 years, 11-2. Wow, 6.5, right? I didn't see that. That's a 6.5 tonight against Detroit. Yeah, 6.5. You know, one thing I was doing my stats the other day in the NHL. We haven't seen a 7 yet. We haven't seen a 5, an over/under of 5 in the NHL, right? Last year we had a lot of, we had a couple of 7s. I don't know if we had a lot of 5. 5 is normally playoff. 4.5. When you start seeing 4.5, 5, you know you're in the playoffs, right? All right, those are the stats and trends. And you know what? The programmer says we're working on a new version of stats. So believe it or not, these are good stats, but we're going to have better stats for you guys in the near future right here at the Rain Report. All right, folks, have yourself a great rest of your Ruby Tuesday. Enjoy your day, and hopefully we can help you out tonight and get you to the winner's circle, because we know that goes to Cash Out Monday, and today's a Ruby Tuesday. You're my guy as well, Coach. All right, guys, have yourself a great rest of your day. I'll see you back here on a Hump Day Wednesday. In the meantime, hasta la vista, baby. I'll see you mañana. Cheers.